All right, welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody.
Last time, for a little recap, we went through the number 5 door, did not open the safe at the end, strangely enough, went through the number 8 door, had a talk with Lotus about prosopagnosia, and talked with Clover about her brother. And we went through the number 6 door. We had a conversation with Santa about rats getting better about going through a maze and about his dead sister. And then we saw Ace struggle with the 9 cards puzzle, which was sad for him, but apparently all of this combined is going to somehow cause us to avert the knife ending from happening.
Yes, and I can kind of see how it might actually, but let's go and find
No,
out.
I mean, any theories about what we might see?
Yes. So the thing that noticeably happened there, where this is about to split into two different paths, that was different this time, is when June collapsed and Junpei ran over to be with her. Um, I'm really starting to get the feeling that June is when she has these episodes where she's feverish or kind of blacks out, something is happening to her telepathically, whether she is the one doing it or being controlled, I don't know. Um Something's going on, and I'm starting to get the sense that at least one person among the group is capable of manipulating other people. Maybe only if they've been experimented on. I'm not sure. But
I mean, oh yeah, I guess we also learned Ace is the president of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. I forgot to mention that part.
no, yeah, that's
That might be important.
oh, I think it is important. Or like last episode at the beginning I was saying I don't know what role Ace would play in all of this if June were to be like the mastermind. But we're starting to get a better sense of why each person is a pawn in the game. Like what their role is and why they're there.
Well, I guess we'll find out really quickly. So, for
I
context, we
guess
just
so.
left the number 6 rooms.
I have a very good feeling about this ending, and not necessarily that it's a good ending, but that this ending that we are going to be getting, hopefully soon here, is going to be giving us answers for once. That's what I'm hoping for.
Also, for context, Clover still ran off, and we don't know where she is, so. Junpei and June ran to the large hospital room together. As quickly as they could, they searched around and under the beds and in the corners.
She's not here.
No, she isn't.
So remember, in the knife ending, they split up and Junpei went down to the 6th door and then got stabbed to death. So hopefully that doesn't happen.
All right, just in case, we
Well,
should
that would
go
be
take a
nice.
look in the shower room.
Shower room?
That's where her brother is. She might have gone to see him.
Oh, this is okay. Yeah, this is new.
June bit her lip. She knew as Junpei did that there was only one thing to see in the shower room and it wasn't pleasant.
Well, we might as well check, right? Let's go.
I bet the body's gone.
There was a screwdriver stuck between the door and the frame.
Good. We can still get in.
We should thank Seven later.
Junpei and June slipped through the door, moved down the hallway, and stepped into the shower room.
Not gonna lie, 7 kind of turned out to be an MVP.
7 is an MVP, and it sucks that he always ranks
No luck.
so low on the popularity polls.
That is a shame.
Yeah, I don't think she's here.
June's voice was faint, and she placed her hands over her mouth. Her face looked a little green.
The smell is horrible.
The stench in the room was almost unbearable. It had grown far more unpleasant since their last visit. Junpei had eaten a lunch he would have had difficulty retaining it. He wanted to leave the room as soon as possible, but he had to be sure. And the only way to be sure was to check the other side of the divider.
Let's check the back, just to be sure.
Jun offered no resistance and nodded weakly to Junpei as he headed around the divider. Stopped at the corner and turned his head.
No, she's not here.
As he'd expected, Clover was nowhere to be seen. The only thing on the other side of the divider was a dead body lying in a reddish-brown puddle of dry and drying blood.
Snake. Just where did your sister go?
Junpei whispered to what was once Snake. He'd asked rhetorically, of course, as there was no way he'd get an answer. He gave a deep sigh.
Such a horrible way to go. The skull shattered, the left
Oh my-
arm's hideously twisted.
Man, they,
Wait,
Oh.
The bright white of the ulna was clearly visible through the remains of skin and muscle. Bright white. Ulna.
bones.
The pieces fell into place. Junpei remembered something Clover had told him in the laboratory.
Yeah, his arm
My
is
brother's
fake.
left arm is, it's not
Oh,
like
but-
a normal person's arm.
Oh, so it's prosthetic, but there's bone
The
here.
accident hurt him
Mm.
really bad.
Of course! Of course! Why didn't I realize it earlier?
Clover had told Junpei that Snake's left arm was prosthetic. But the left arm of the corpse behind the divider was quite clearly a real human arm, or at least it had been once. That meant the corpse.
Wasn't
Jumpy?
Snake.
Dun dun dun! June's unsure voice at Junpei's suddenly strange behavior drew his attention back to her.
Oh, sorry for making you wait. Let's go.
Well, that's some good information to have, right?
Mm,
Wonder
I
what
would
that
say
could
so.
be implying.
Well, could imply a number of things, but let's keep going and see what happens.
Junpei and June headed back toward the large hospital room. They stepped through the door and out of the shower room. Down the hallway they went, searching for Clover in every corner. They had reached the stairs when Seven appeared, breathless and yelling.
Junpei! June! Where were you guys?
He looked pale and his face was drawn. Something terrible had happened. Junpei's breath caught in his throat.
Did something happen?
Seven drew a shaking hand across his face and gulped down a breath of air.
Clover is dead.
That didn't happen last time.
What?
I found her in the first class bathroom.
Huh. Well, that's not very good at all.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. All sound ceased for Junpei. The world was an empty, muffled expanse. Then he began to hear his own breathing. June's mouth moved, but he heard nothing. She tried once more, and then her energy was gone, and she collapsed against the wall. He could have helped her, but he hadn't, and now she was dead. Good going, Junpei.
Okay, but dead how?
So he stood there frozen in place.
Clover. Clover. Why? Why did this happen?
He forced his body to move. Each step felt like another nail pounded into his heart. Finally, he was in front of her. He knelt and placed 3 fingers against Clover's neck. No pulse. No breath. But she was still warm and her eyes were closed peacefully. It would have been easy to think she was asleep. Easy, that is, were it not for the slowly expanding puddle of blood beneath her. He traced the source to her back. A gash just beneath her shoulder blade. Was the weapon a knife, perhaps? Oh, so she got knifed instead of us. If it was a knife, the killer had taken it when they left. When he closed his eyes, he saw Clover's smile.
Clover?
Her innocent smile. Her energy. He would never see her smile again.
No way.
Or would he?
Well, who knows? He could have done something. He could have helped her. His stomach twisted itself into a sickening knot.
Let's get out of here, June.
Junpei lifted a limp June from the floor and carried her from the bathroom.
Are you all right?
It was a foolish question and he knew it.
Yes, I think so.
Her voice was weak. The fever had gone down, but the emotional scars she'd received were not likely to recede as quickly. Junpei laid his hand on her shoulder and they walked back to the bedroom.
You should get some rest. Here, the bed. Can you sit?
Yes.
She nodded once and stared at the floor. There were 4 others in the room: Ace, Lotus, Santa, and Seven. They all stared at nothing, their faces drawn and tired. After a while, they drifted into the bathroom to see Clover's corpse themselves. Once everyone was back in the bedroom, Junpei walked slowly to the center of it and looked around as the slumped figures gathered there.
Who was the first to find the body?
Me.
Seven spoke from behind Junpei. He turned around. Seven's hand was up.
Why did you come to this room?
To look for Clover. Why else? I found her body in the bathroom. As soon as I did, I ran outside. I got to the top of the stairs by the casino and yelled as loud as I could. Hey, guys! I found her, but it's bad! She's in the bathroom in the first-class cabin! Come quick! Or something like that. Then I went back to the bathroom. Ace, Santa, and Lotus showed up real soon after that. But I guess you two hadn't heard me or something because you didn't show. So I took off down the stairs to look for you. After that, I mean, you know the rest, right?
Junpei nodded and closed his eyes. There was one more thing he needed to ask.
Seven, there's one more thing I'm worried about.
What?
You stuck one of those plates in between the door and the frame, right? Why did you do that?
Come on, didn't I already tell you that? I did it so that the door wouldn't lock. So we could come back to this room? Oh, you think I did it?
Well, I don't know. That kind of depends on what you say, doesn't it?
Oh, jeez. Get that drama popcorn ready.
Oh
For
boy,
crying
here
out
we
loud.
go.
Seven sighed and shook his head.
Follow me.
There were 2 doors standing next to one another. He opened the one on the right.
A closet?
Yeah.
Seven stepped inside. He stood in front of one of the shelves that filled it and gestured toward a small box. The box was a small metal cube. He looked at Junpei.
This is the reason. This safe. We couldn't open it when we were getting through this room. I figured there might be something pretty important in it. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I figured eventually we might figure out what the numbers are for the safe. And if we did, I didn't want to screw around with door 5 again. So I put the plate in the exit door so we could get back in that way. You get it now?
Yeah.
Junpei nodded and looked at the safe.
Oh my
Grabbed the
goodness.
handle and shook it.
Here we are.
Figured it wouldn't open.
Nope, it's still locked. It was as locked as it had been when Seven found it.
Huh?
There was one change, however.
This is...
Just underneath the safe was a pile of fine reddish-brown powder.
rust.
Junpei stared at it, considering.
If there's rust here, that means... Has someone opened the safe?
Curiouser and curiouser, Junpei left the closet. Seven followed him back to the bedroom.
Huh?
It was cold and quiet. No one spoke. They sat frozen in place by shock and grief and fatigue. The room felt tiny and oppressive, and the thick metallic smell of blood filled the room. Junpei turned and headed for the living room. Anything to get out of there.
Maybe there's another clue. Anything that might lead us to discover who stabbed Clover.
Well,
I mean, do you have an idea?
yeah. Well, for one, did we do this room with Snake?
Yes,
Or am
so
I
we
miss-
went through
okay.
here with Snake and Seven.
And he kept
this
on getting
route.
like he kept getting kind of freaked out by the lights.
Yeah?
The other thing is, what's that? That frame on the wall looks like a. Oh wait, that was where the safe was, wasn't it?
That's a window that's
Oh,
covered
okay.
up.
Well, the first thing that jumps to my mind are the lights. Why was Snake having those reactions to them? But who knows?
As quickly as they could, they searched around and under the beds and in the corners. His eyes caught on the door. The door that led to the passageway of door number 5.
Behind this door. The ninth man's body is behind there. Maybe I should have another look at it, just in case.
Quietly, he pushed open the door.
Ugh.
The smell hit him like a blow to the face.
Oh, the hell? This smell is...
His lungs contracted, unwilling to inhale such fetid air. Acid boiled up from the base of his stomach, churning what little food was there into a violent froth.
Oh. Oh.
It was too much for
Froth.
him, and he vomited. A thin stream of
Froth.
yellow water and bile splattered onto the floor.
Why are they describing what it looks like? We don't
Listen,
need to know.
they can't show you, but they will certainly tell you. He wiped his mouth weakly and stared at the dead body. Chunks of torn flesh lay in an arc around the body. What remained of its intestines had slid out onto the floor. The pool of blood that framed it was half dry, but so thick that it had taken on a texture not unlike that of an egg yolk prepared sunny side up.
What?
Who writes this?
What? So, not unlike that of an egg yolk prepared sunny side up. This is the most descriptive I think I've ever heard or like read like a death scene. Okay.
Just because. On the floor next to the broken mass of the man's head lay his glasses, cracks spidering across the lenses. The bloodstains near them had already dried like scabs on the floor.
Wait,
That was when he noticed.
it's gone. His bracelet. It's gone. It was
Yeah.
right next to the glasses.
Yeah. Gee, I wonder.
It was gone. The
I had a
number
feeling that
9
was gonna
bracelet
happen.
was gone. At this point, you should be able to figure out who's doing all this.
But why?
He was turning it over and over and over in his mind when he heard Seven's voice.
Huh? Where'd Junpei go?
It had drifted out to him from the living room.
Mm,
Junpei walked slowly out of the hallway.
Oh, there you are. Were you looking for something in the hallway?
Seven looked up as Junpei entered the room.
yeah.
Did you find something?
No, actually, we didn't, and that's kind of the problem.
Mm.
He thought for a moment before he responded.
No, nothing.
Technically, it wasn't a lie. He hadn't found anything. In a way, in fact, that was the problem. Something he'd expected to find hadn't been there. The ninth man's bracelet.
What's up?
Well, I wanted you to take a look at something.
What is it?
Seven led Junpei back to the bathroom.
Clover.
As Clovis' corpse came into view, he felt his heart flip and then fall to the bottom of his stomach. Something between a sigh and a groan escaped his lips.
What was it you wanted to show me?
His voice was hollow and empty.
I searched Clover's body again. A real shame. She was stabbed once in the back, probably by a knife or something. And I found this.
As he spoke, he moved around Clover's head, then knelt down and flipped open her right hand.
What?
She was holding a piece of paper.
I haven't actually looked at it yet. Didn't want to disturb the crime scene, you know? Basic stuff. Well, I did borrow one thing.
What?
He wasn't sure what that meant, but it likely didn't matter.
Her bracelet?
The paper was more important. To be fair, well, no, I think the bracelets are on their left hand, I think.
Oh,
I
right.
think this is her right hand, so it can't be determined.
I'm not even sure how you'd be able to remove them.
Well, when you die, they come off. That's one of the...
Oh, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about that. When your heart stops.
I'm opening it.
He picked it up and carefully opened it. There were 2 sentences written on it.
Truth had gone, and truth had gone. Ah, now truth is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand.
What?
What is this? Some kind of secret code?
It makes sense if you know what it's talking about. Seven peered over Junpei's shoulder at the note. Junpei stepped away from Clover's body and into the living room. He began to pace, attempting to decode the note.
A code.
The first clue was likely the phrase sinister hand. What does that mean?
The left hand?
Do you know heraldry?
Heraldry? Like when you herald somebody? Or like, no, wait, what?
Yeah. I'll just say you're correct.
Sinister was a term used in heraldry that meant to the left of the bearer of a coat of arms.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. The only reason I picked the left hand is because that was the wrist that their watches are on.
It's pretty sinister, all things considered.
Yes.
The left hand. The left hand. What does the left hand mean?
Junpei looked at his own left arm, at the bracelet on his wrist.
Does the darkness of the sinister hand have something to do with the bracelet?
He examined the bracelet closely.
There's 2 things sticking out on either side of the face. The left and right sides of the face. Left and right. Left and right. Right and left. Truth is gone. Truth gone.
Truth gone. Maybe those 2 words. How about reading it out loud? How about switching the sentence around? What else could gone and truth mean? And how about reading them backwards?
Can we select multiple options on this one?
I don't know. I
Like-
never did.
Okay, well, do the second one.
You think?
Wait, Do the last one.
You think?
Hand sinister, the of darkness, the in asleep is truth. Now, gone had truth, and gone had truth, gone had truth. No, that doesn't. Let's do the third one.
Okay.
What else could gone and truth mean? Truth, of
Gone could
course,
mean
means
dead.
something that is correct, something that's fact. In other words, something that is right. You could then safely assume that gone means left. After
Oh.
all, after someone left, they were gone. But in this case, they clearly refer to their directional homonyms. Then truth equals right, and gone equals left.
So, right had left, and right had left. Now right is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand.
Junpei looked at the bracelet again.
The left and right of the bracelet. These two things sticking out.
The buttons? I've wondered
So
about
have
those
I.
too.
Press them in the following order.
Oh. It would be...
Truth had gone, truth had gone,
Truth
and
would be
truth
right
had gone.
It'd be right, left, right, left, right, left.
Probably. And then...
Is it gonna come off? What? What?
One after another, 8 numbers flashed on, then off of the face of Junpei's bracelet.
Wait, did it just...
He checked one more time to be sure. 1438342
1438342
You might want to write that down for later.
Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna pull out the old pen and pencil here and let's see. 1438342 1438342 I'm curious, is the digital root of that 9?
Well, what is it?
It's 1438342
No, it's 8.
Interesting.
There is some sort of joke with this number. I don't remember what it is, though.
Okay.
It might be like a squaring thing or something. Don't remember. I know it has some funny little joke meaning with it, but I don't remember off the top of my head. But that's the number.
Huh? Hey, what are those numbers?
Junpei didn't answer. He couldn't answer. He had no idea what they were either. Besides, he was sure he would forget the numbers and the order they came in if he said anything.
1438342
Muttering the numbers to himself over and over, Junpei headed toward the bedroom.
1438342
5, 6, 7, and 9 are missing from the...
Again, I forget what the whole actual joke with this number is, but it does have some other meaning.
Okay.
1438342 1438342
Got it, okay.
Before long, he found himself in front of the safe again. Its lock was the only device he could think of that required a sequence of numbers such as the ones he just discovered. Besides, somebody had opened the safe at least once already. Had Clover come to the bedroom to open it? Junpei slowly dialed in the numbers the bracelet had given him.
1 to the right, 4 to the left. And... Oh,
Finished.
bingo. I knew it was for this.
The small
So-
telltale sound of a lock opening. He grabbed the handle, took a deep breath, and pulled it up.
Oh, is this some sort of note?
Inside was a piece of paper. It was roughly the same size as the one Clover had been holding.
Let's see.
Junpei picked it up.
Brother,
this is what
turn
it
around.
said.
Turn around and make sure you're not about to get stabbed to death from behind
Ah.
again, please.
This might be very important.
I mean, I figured.
Fact number 1. The Nonary game was played once before 9 years ago.
And it's probably going to be played every 9 years.
Fact number 2. The person with the number 2 bracelet attended the game 9 years ago.
So, Snake.
Yes. Fact number 3. It was planned by the following 4 people: Cradle Pharmaceuticals CEO Gentaro Hongo, Cradle Pharmaceuticals Chief of Staff Nagisa Nijisaki, Cradle Pharmaceuticals R&D Supervisor Teruaki Kubota, majority shareholder in Cradle Pharmaceuticals Takechika Musashido.
Well, we know that Ace was the CEO.
Yeah, so I guess we could then infer that Gentaro Hongo is Ace's real name.
And also, yeah, some of these people know each other. This is kind of falling into line with what I was saying earlier, potentially. Well, let's keep going.
I must punish them for the innocent lives they sacrificed. This is the only warning they will receive. That innocent souls might be saved, I now state the truth. 0. Junpei left the closet. There were 5 people waiting for him in the bedroom: Ace, Lotus, Santa, Seven, and June. He looked at each one of them in turn, then slowly placed his hands on the pockets of his vest.
Sorry, but do you think you could all come with me?
Come with you.
I want all of you to go to the big hospital room.
Why?
There's something I want to be sure of.
What do you want to be sure of?
So it almost seems like 4 of these people. Well, maybe not all. Maybe not 4 of them. Wait, was
I want
one
to
of those
know if the
names
person I suspect is really the culprit.
was all of those names, were those male names, or were there any
I believe
female
so,
names?
but
Okay.
I'm also not fluent.
Okay.
Wait, then you're saying
Yeah. I think I've got it figured out. I know who killed Snake and Clover.
The atmosphere in the room changed. Grief was suddenly gone, replaced by attention like a strap of leather stretched to its limit. 5 sets of eyes stared at Junpei.
I'm gonna guess Santa.
Interesting. He pretended not to notice.
Anyway, if you could all please move to the big hospital room. I'll explain everything as soon as we get there.
Then, almost as if on cue, the bell began to ring. They all heard it. It was the bell from the clock in the main staircase. The bell rang 5 times, then ceased.
It's 5 o'clock.
We've only got an hour left.
We don't have a lot of time left. Let's go.
Slowly, one by one, they followed Junpei out of the bedroom. Oh boy.
Actually, before we get started, I was hoping you could do something for me.
Junpei stopped in front of door 3 and turned around.
Ace, Seven, and Lotus, could you please place your palms on the red?
Huh?
Why? If we need to get to the shower room, why don't we just...
No, we're not going inside. Once you've authenticated, step away from the door.
Why?
Okay.
Please, just do it. Or
Okay, but-
perhaps you don't want to know who killed Snake and Clover.
Junpei's implication was clear and Seven understood perfectly.
Fine.
What about you, Ace? Lotus?
Very well.
Sure.
Quickly, they pressed their palms onto the red. Once they had finished, they stepped away from the door as Junpei had instructed. 3 asterisks shone from the red's display
I
panel.
have this idea. I don't think this device responds to a hand placed on it. It instead reacts to a bracelet being brought close.
Mm-hmm.
You don't actually need a hand.
I figured that was the case.
Junpei approached it and held his bracelet over the scanner.
It's just like an RFID chip.
He made quite sure he didn't place his palm on it, and instead only brought his bracelet near it. The 4th asterisk appeared,
I knew it.
just as Junpei had expected. It was possible to authenticate without placing one's palm on the red, so long as the bracelet was brought near it. Junpei pulled the lever down. Door 3 opened like a hungry mouth. 9 long seconds passed.
Santa did it. It was Santa. He has the 9 bracelet.
And the door shut unfed. Junpei walked slowly back to the others, who were waiting some distance from the door, talking to one another. Santa and June had joined them as well.
Wait, actually, that doesn't make sense. Never mind, I take it back.
Huh?
It looked as though they hadn't found a chance to break into the conversation yet. As Junpei approached, they turned to look at him, curiosity playing on their faces. Before long, the other 3 did as well.
What was that about?
How should I know?
Clearly, they were all expecting some answers.
Thanks. I appreciate your cooperation.
Clearly, they'd hoped for something more forthcoming. He continued.
By the way, Ace, would you mind if I asked you something?
What is it?
Do you know who I am?
What? What kind of question?
Just answer it, please. Who am I?
You're Junpei, of course. Who else would you be?
Unfortunately, that's the wrong answer. Actually, I'm Santa.
What?
Ace's voice was full of surprise, but it was also tinged with confusion and fear. And we're gonna have to find out what all this actually means next time.
No, you can't do that to them.
Yep,
No
actually,
way.
I'm Santa. I'm leaving it at actually, I'm Santa.
You
I
can't do
know.
that to me.
I
You can't
just
do this
did.
to us.
I just did. Because mostly, if I don't stop it here, I'm gonna keep going for like till the end, and that would be way too damn long.
Really? We're not near the end?
Who knows?
No.
See you then!
Well, okay, see you then. Bye.